If you're considering medical marijuana as an alternative solution to your condition, choose the safe and legal way. We're the Hemp and Cannabis Foundation, and we've helped over 100,000 patients nationwide obtain permits to legally possess, use, and grow medical marijuana. And we can help you. If you have questions, we have answers. Make the right decision. Call or visit our website today.
Well, I smoke some marijuana with some people I like, just like everybody does, from the East Coast to the West. I didn't even notice the cop on the bike, didn't know I was about to be the 20 millionth marijuana arrest. Should have fought for marijuana law reform, should have gone to the web and typed in norm to the L.org, normal drop the A.org, baby. National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws.
As with any medicine, there are right and wrong ways to make sure you're administered the correct amount, in the correct manner, for your particular condition. Marijuana is no different. Join us as we explore the pipes, peripherals, and products that allow pure pain alleviation in a segment we like to call the Tools of the Trade.
Okay. All we're doing is we're talking.
Okay.
We're here to talk about marijuana.
Scoot over.
Sorry.
Cut me out of the shot.
Well,
now I'm in this shot.
Wait, this is weird. It's so weird when you're like backwards from the camera and you like have to look at yourself, but elsewhere.
Okay, after I was looking like idiot.
No, I am going over. You need to scoot over that way. There you go.
Well, no, on the three-person shot. But anyway. Okay.
Oh, right.
Okay, so we're here with Andrew Boshier. He writes articles about cooking and growing cannabis. So I guess we'll just get started. What got you started in the medical marijuana industry?
Actually, I started growing medical marijuana about 3 years ago, and the thing that got me into it was just I saw people around me that used it a lot, and they were just kind of the people I wanted to be around, even though I didn't use it. And I don't know if it was because they, used medical marijuana, but I hung out with people that didn't, and I noticed that a lot of people were like a lot more stressed out and judgmental and very angry. So I chose to be around the more, laid back people.
chiller people.
Exactly.
And those just so happen to be people that smoke marijuana often.
Just so happened, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Exactly.
Well, you're a medical marijuana patient?
Yes. I have it for chronic back pain. I played football and I ran track. I played football for over 10 years, and I ran track for over 4. And needless to say, my back is taking a beating on the field, and then like stretching it out, hyperextending it. So I've also dislocated my shoulder a few times, and that's really iffy. So
nice.
I found that using medical marijuana really helps me be able to actually sleep, because I'm in so much pain, and that really helps me out. Not to mention, during the day, if I'm walking around or I have a job to do and it requires some extraneous activity, it really helps to be medicated.
Right.
So.
Well, I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yes. So the first part of your articles is about growing cannabis, but then you also talk about cooking cannabis. So what got you started with that? Is that for your own pain relief or for others?
Well, first of all, where are these articles? Where do you write your articles from?
I write for a website called ehow.com.
Okay.
And it's free to join. Anybody can do it. And basically you get to post on how to do anything.
Okay.
Absolutely anything. And that's my basic engine to use. And I also use a growers forum called rollitup.org.
Okay.
And I posted recently my grow journal of my third crop that I'm doing, of some bag seeds that I've had. And that's been working out. I just actually posted a new post today. And so I urge people to check that out. It's on the last page.
Sweet.
And roll it up and eHow.
And that's rollitup.com, org.
Actually, I think on the browser, if you do rollitup.com, it automatically takes you to rollitup.org.
Okay.
So it's .org for the record.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
Cool.
And we do have all those links posted in the Grow Room for all you viewers if you want to actually read the articles, which we'd highly suggest because they are very informative. All the links are in the forum underneath the section that's called Andrew Boshier Guest for 325. Pretty self-explanatory.
And then going back to your original question.
Cooking with cannabis.
Yeah,
What got you started with that?
I think cooking produces a lot more different effects, more along the lines of not more body,
right?
Because it's going through your bloodstream
right.
as you're digesting it, rather than
it's a whole different type of
your brain.
It's a whole different type of medication.
Exactly. That's what you really would use for pain relief. In my experience, something like canna butter or anything involving some sort of cannabis butter.
Now, I hate to play devil's advocate, but I don't cook with cannabis often.
Right.
So my problem is that edibles don't work for me.
Okay.
And so, as you saw earlier when we had Wild Bill with us, like he said, edibles don't really work for him either. I don't know if edibles don't work for me because I'm buying them at dispensaries and because I have such a high tolerance that they put lower tolerances of medicine in edibles at dispensaries. I know that's true because you don't want to destroy someone who's got a low tolerance, because when you eat medical cannabis, it can be very, very, very intense. Because I remember when I was younger, I did have an edible experience when I did have a lower tolerance, and I was well medicated for 8 hours.
Exactly.
Felt like I was just laying on my bed, and I felt like I was in a roller coaster.
Exactly.
Totally took the pain away. But my problem now is it's okay, I actually suffer from back pain too. I go to physical therapy twice a week.
Right.
I'm about to get x-rays from my spinal cord to see if I have a real disease because I'm in pain. I try to eat these edibles and nothing works. Am I decarboxylating the THC molecule wrong in the cooking process? Am I breaking it down wrong? Am I not buying an edible from the right person? Or do I just have way too high of a tolerance?
Whenever you buy anything from any store, you really don't know 100% what you're getting.
Okay.
And, the salesman can say as much as they want about what they did for it, and they can go through the deepest process, but you don't know for a fact what they did because you weren't there.
Okay.
Most of the time. I've seen those cases before, and I really recommend you trying to do it yourself and using a higher concentration of plant matter to oil or butter per se.
Okay.
So that it's actually there's more effect and less amount.
Right.
Rather than vice versa. Just more butter, but not that plant material just to make money.
Right.
Unfortunately, so I think some dispensaries, if you do buy butter from them or some edibles in general, they're doing it, to try to make profit, not necessarily medicate patients.
So if I'm having edible troubles, I'd probably be better to go the route on trying it my own.
Absolutely.
But you can really screw edibles up because I know people who are like, oh, let's just bake with cannabis, it will work.
Mm-hmm.
And if you
Just throw it in there, it's not going to work.
throw it in there and cook it nice and hard, you're gonna vaporize your THC, and it's really going to taste like your herb because your herb's in the product.
Literally.
But if you vaporize the THC, there's no active cannabinoids to give you a medicated effect.
No, then you're just tasting nonsense.
So are there good... that's what your job is. Do you teach people, what temperature to
Yes.
heat the butter up? Do you break it down for people who might not know?
Absolutely. There is a boiling point for tetrahydrocannabinol. It's when you generally cook with oil or butter, you usually want to make it to a low simmer, to where it's just a little bit of bubbles on the top, not where it's like a rapid boil, because it's just too violent and there's just too much going on in the mixture to where it actually synthesizes the THC with the oil molecule. Instead, It's just if you do it nice and easy and cook it nice and slow, then that way it'll actually do what it's supposed to. Also, if you do it for a longer period of time, obviously it'll give her